At the state capitol, lawmakers will soon start to decide how the state will spend your tax dollars over the next year. Governor Gretchen Whitmer addressed lawmakers today, unveiling her proposal for this year's state budget. 13 on your side political reporter Josh Albertus traveled to Lansing today and breaks down some of that proposal.
Your money front and center in Lansing Wednesday as Governor Gretchen Whitmer appeared before lawmakers to propose how the state should spend your taxpayer dollars as part of this year's state budget.
My proposal today will deliver on the vision that I outlined a couple weeks ago, lowering costs, improving education, and ensuring that anyone and everyone can make it here in Michigan.
Sitting at just under $81 billion total, the proposal is $1 billion less than the state's highest ever final budget passed last year, and unveiled just how much many of the governor's biggest plans from her State of the State address would cost. For her call for universal pre-K, that expansion under this budget would cost $159 million. Her call for free community college to qualifying high school graduates, those expansions would come with a price tag of $126 million for tuition assistance programs. And where she said she wants to continue free breakfast and lunch for public schools, that would be $200 million.
I know a lot of people watched the speech and rightfully asked, how the heck are we going to pay for this stuff while balancing the budget?
But in the end, these numbers are only a proposal. In order to pass a final budget, Whitmer would need majority support from both legislative houses. And even before that, it would need the go-ahead from the appropriations committees that make budget funding bills. One member of the Senate committee told us while there are areas he agrees with, he believes others will need work.
I'll always stand for working together, getting things done from our communities. Happy to work bipartisanly. At the end of the day, we have to recognize that these are hardworking taxpayer dollars. We have to make sure that we spend them prudently. And I frankly thought that there was a little bit of fluff in this budget, actually quite a bit.
And with budget talks that often take months to finish, it's possible many changes could be made. But as for a bare minimum the governor would accept for this year's budget if cuts were made, well, we asked her.
I will always negotiate with the legislature, regardless of whether it's Republican controlled or Democratic controlled. That's my job. I've started the process and we'll go from there. But I'm not going to say, here's this or that right now. They haven't even had an opportunity to read the whole budget yet. So there will be plenty of time for those kind of conversations in the coming months.
The new fiscal year is set to start on October 1st.
Josh, you say it'll likely take a while to get a final budget. How long exactly do we expect?
Well, this could take months. Last year, when they passed that record high budget, the legislature didn't say yes to that until mid-June. So we are absolutely expecting months ahead, likely into the summer.
Stay tuned. Thank you, Josh. Here are some of the other highlights from Governor Whitmer's budget proposal. To help reduce housing costs, she is asking for $1.4 billion for a housing and construction rehabilitation program. It would be run by the State Housing and Development Authority. She is also asking for a $5,000 tax credit for unpaid caregivers of aging or sick relatives. That would help cover the cost of counseling, transportation, and nursing services. And for the third year, Governor Whitmer is asking for a tax credit to boost auto sales, but this credit would include both electric and gas-powered vehicles. If approved, it would provide a $1,000 credit for new cars with a combustible engine, $2,000 for an EV or hybrid car, and $500 for buying a car built at a union shop. We have much more on the governor's proposed budget on our website, 13onyourside.com.